Well, here we are just 1 week away from Thanksgiving, and this year undoubtedly going to be more difficult for everyone. And if you're recently divorced, making sure both parents receive time with the kids can pose a challenge, especially when you're also dealing with a pandemic. Attorney Jonathan Marks with the Marks Law Firm is joining us to talk about a couple of different scenarios this morning and what you can do. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Margie.
First off, how does COVID-19 impact your holiday parenting plan, or does it?
Well, yeah, like anything else, I mean, the pandemic is going to affect what's going to happen between the holidays. I mean, just looking at what's, upcoming next week with Thanksgiving, which is generally an alternating holiday, or winter break, which is going to be a long period of time, which is normally divided between parents. I mean, the pandemic is certainly going to, affect the communication and test the mettle between parents who are recently divorced and have to figure out what they want to do in following that parenting plan.
Yeah, let's go through a couple scenarios. What if you have a parenting plan where you alter every other year and one parent has COVID concerns?
Yeah, I think realistically, so let's assume it's Thanksgiving, which is coming up, very soon. And that one parent has the Thanksgiving holiday, and typically, the practice has been that they have family come in from out of town and they have a large gathering. I mean, the concerns are going to be from the other parent's perspective is, are the individuals that are coming into town, have they quarantined ahead of time? What is their history and contact with COVID-19? And are the two parents going to be able to communicate to make sure that they're ensuring the safety, not just of the children as they exchange for that important family gathering, but when they come back at that interim time when they're supposed to go back to school and before the winter break, are they going to be able to protect everybody that's in the household? And that's very difficult for parents to do. It's difficult for the holidays for parents to divide time up that are not used to, let alone now that you're dealing with a pandemic that's in a surge phase.
Yeah, Jonathan, I mean, is there anywhere that parents can turn? Can a judge step in?
Yeah, I think the reality is there's really no way that you're going to get before a court and have a judge make a determination in that short a time. There's other ways you can do it. All the parenting plans have some form of an alternative dispute resolution where you can go see a mediator and try to talk through the situation. And if you're fortunate enough to find somebody that has available time to mediate the dispute, you should be able to do it. But the reality is that you're going to have to force, regardless of your ability to communicate with the other parent, you're going to have to force yourself to make these difficult conversations and have a resolution so that you're doing what's in the best interest of your children and protecting not just the households and their health, but also, the preservation of how they're used to spending the holiday time with these families.
Yeah, absolutely. What if one of the parents or even the child has underlying health conditions making them more susceptible to getting COVID-19?
Yeah, I think that too is super important. You're focusing in now not just on the ability to communicate with the other parent, but taking the considerations into mind as to whether the child is going to be at risk of the exposure because people are coming into town that you don't know because they're not part of that typical everyday bubble, or whether or not, you bringing these children back home for purposes of being able to have exposure. So if you're traveling out of town, let's say over the winter break, and you're going out of town and you're going to be staying in a hotel and going to various restaurants and you're in a different surge situation because of the city or the state that you're traveling to, you have to think of the repercussions when you're coming back into town. And before you do that, you have to have a realistic conversation with the other parent and make sure that they are comfortable with the travel out of town. And if they are not, how the two of you are going to handle the quarantining of the children before they come back into the other party's house, because that's just going to be a very, very difficult time, because in the unfortunate circumstance that the children do become the carriers of the virus and somebody gets exposed and they have terrible health problems, that's a very large concern that unfortunately is not going to be one that two parents over the period of time are going to be able to overcome. It could be detrimental to the overall co-parenting moving forward after we get through 2020 and the coronavirus.
Jonathan Marks with the Marks Law Firm, thank you so much for your time this morning. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Margie.
For more information on the Marks Law Firm, you can head to fox2now.com and click on the AM Show tab. Randy, thank you.